Well,
Right?
the facts of the matter is, Shane, is that why can't John turn around and say that he doesn't want to fight Mickey?
I do want to fight it. Shush. Come down, make a time. Tell him, make a time, make a day when I'm going to be there, and I will be there. Tonto, you sort it out. Time to make a time, a date, and be there, and I'm there. I'll fight him, and he'll die where he stands. Tell him that. He's a homosexual. Well, that's all he is.
Why are you shouting? Why are you? No, hang on. Why are we shouting? I mean, Shane, you're quite. God, what? Why is he so irate? Why is he so irate? I've never known. Why is he so irate? I don't get it.
Right, that's no worries. Listen.
Shane, look, you're quite a gentleman, mate.
Right, well, listen, I'm a gentleman, but if you want to have a do, there's no problem. We can meet. I'll come to your chin and we'll have a punch up. Get on camera, you can put it on YouTube if you like. But there's no boxing gloves. It's a bare knuckle job and we'll meet up and have a go. Simple as. Okay?
Well, I can't do that until I got my word by Porky, by Micky, the whole lot.
You ask Porky and Micky and get all the Spencer. Okay?
Look, I mean, I can't do anything. My hands are tied. So, and that was my promise to them.
Well, if you want a punch up, I tell you what. If you want that, we can do that. If you open your mouth again on video, I'll turn up to your gym. I've got your address, and we're going to have a punch up.
Well,
okay? And I don't want to do that because I'm not like that. Listen, I'm a family man.
Yeah, I know you're a family man.
Again, I'll turn up and we'll have a punch up.
Well, like I said,
okay?
like I said, we want to do it in the ring. So.
Okay then. So there's no fight now.
Well, I want to do it in the ring. Why can't we do? Shane, look. Why can't we raise money for some charity?
Because listen, charity starts home.
Yeah, I know, but why can't we do it for charity?
Never mind. Listen, it's not happening. Forget about it. Listen, I'm telling you now. There's no boxing matches. So if you mention my name, if you hear you mention my name one more time, we're gonna have to have it. I appreciate if you keep my name out your mouth.
Well, why? Yeah, but what's with it? Why don't you just say then? We just don't want it. We just don't want it altogether. Why don't you guys say it? That's what I don't get.
Listen, I don't think you're hearing us, are you? You're not hearing us, are you?
No, I can't. Look, my daughter's around me. I can't hit. I can't have the swearing, mate. You know what I mean? It's like, get away from your dad.
Right. Well, listen. There's no boxing matches. My dad's going to do serious harm to Micky Theo when he sees him. He's turned up to his car wash weekend. All right.
Oh, what, this weekend? So you're saying he's turning up to your Micky Theo's car wash this weekend?
Tuesday at 10 p.m. So make sure Micky Theo's there.
Okay. All right then. No worries, then, Shane. Take it care.
There's no worries.
Yeah.
Keep my name out your mouth.
Well, okay. Well, say on camera you just don't want it.
No, well, I'm serious. Listen, if you mention my name, I'm a quiet family man. I'm feeling threatened. If you mention
Why are you
name,
feeling threatened?
I'm feeling threatened. I'll turn up and listen, there's something going to go on.
Well, why are you feeling threatened?
Because, listen, I'm going to do you damage if you carry on. So it's as simple as that. Okay?
So just to get this right, where is John going to be when he's going to turn up? What time?
You be there. Listen, we'll be there.
What? Tuesday, 10 a.m. at his car wash?
Yes, we're there.
Okay. All right.
Make sure you're there.
Okay. No worries then.
Come on, see you now.
See you in a bit, mate. Bye. Well, we've seen that then. Apparently, right, going down there.
What's good, family? So smash the like button and subscribe. Oh, wow. Oh, man. The Furies are down bad right now. Now, listen. Before I go into my opinion, I want to give a big shout out to Porkys Corner. This content came from his channel. Now, he's put out 2 documentary style videos. They're about 30 minutes each. I watched both of them, the whole damn thing, for an hour yesterday. I suggest if you man are interested in this beef, this Micky Theo, Russ and all this thing that's been going on, go over to Porkys Corner and watch these last 2 videos he's put out. I think it's called Part 1, Part 2, John Fury versus Micky Theo. Oh, you know what, I'll leave links in the description. The bit you've heard there, that's just a 5-minute clip. The whole... to be honest with you, you have to watch the whole thing, but for obvious reasons, I'm not going to do that. But listen, like I said, links in the description, links in the comment section. Go and check out this full thing because it's shocking, truth be known. This right here was the little tiny snippet that essentially shows how scary, super scary, John Fury, meek, silent, barceless John Fury, and his goofy offspring, Shane Fury are, yeah? Oh, but no, we don't want it in the ring. Oh, only bare knuckle. Only bare knuckle, you don't want it nowhere. That's why you don't want it. Because what we do know is now, yeah, like I said, go check the videos out. Because once you man watch the videos, yeah, you'll know what I know. And what we do know is right now, you heard in the clip at the start of this video that John Fury and Shane Fury spouting on about, oh, we're going to be there, 2 PM, oh, 10 AM, oh yes, oh, we're going to be there at Micky Theo's. We're going to be there at Micky Theo's, we're going to be there at 10 AM, we're going to... Oops, they didn't turn up. It's bad. Oh well, we're fighting men, oh, men of our words. Men of our words, we're fighting men. You didn't turn up. And what gets me the most here is the fact that, and this is the problem with the Furies, you say black, they say white. Yeah? You say off, they say on. So the whole thing was supposed to be, don't forget this, John Fury came out and said, there's not a 50-year-old man born from his mother who can fight me. Mike Tyson, I want you. So-and-so, I want you. So Micky Theo piped up to that call. Yeah? John Fury wasn't saying, Mike Tyson, I want your bare knuckle. He was saying, charity and NHS. This is John Fury. I want to box any of these dudes because I'm training with my son now. And I'm fitter than any of these dudes. And I got knocked spark out in my own professional career. So I want to get some get back. After the Black Skellington, after Team Lighty sent me all the way to meet my maker. That's what he said. Yeah, John Fury said he's mad that Team Lighty and the Black Skellington sent him to meet his maker. He wanted some get back. And that's why he called out Lennox Lewis. Because essentially, what we know is Lennox Lewis smoked the Black Skellington. So obviously, John Fury's felt some type of way ever since. Because it's kind of like, wait a minute. I need to beat Lennox. Because otherwise, there's always going to be a man who's above me. Because Lennox smoked the man who smoked him kind of thing. It's one of them ones. So that's why John Fury is big mad at Lennox Lewis. Yeah? No doubt. Because Lennox Lewis is essentially a top. John Fury is a bottom. Yeah? It's a fact. John, you are a bottom in boxing. That's as simple as that. Yeah? The Black Skellington topped you. No doubt. Lennox Lewis topped you. You are a bottom to Lennox Lewis. No doubt. Anyway, where was we? John Fury called out them man, saying that he's got a big point to prove. Micky Theo said, you know what, John? I'll have a piece of that. That's where it was. And what makes it worse is John Fury himself even agreed at one point and said, yeah, let's do it then. And obviously, what's happened since then is the tapes came out. Russ and Porkys Corner leaked the tapes of John Fury getting sent to meet his maker, yeah, by the Black Skellington and Team Lighty. And ever since then, John Fury and all that bass he had in his voice has wavered. Yeah, it has wavered, trust me, no doubt. He wavered. He ain't felt the same since. Because John Fury, for the no word of a lie, there was a time back in 2011, 2012, 2013, I was rating the Furies. And every time John Fury would speak, I'd think, wow, this man is just real rock hard. I'd love to see how he fights. We've all seen the videos of him saying, oh yeah, I'll do this to little chavs and I'll do that. John, you wouldn't do nothing, truth be known. You wouldn't. I reckon you'd be shook. I reckon if a roadman pulled up on you, even though they can't fight, you'd still be shook. That's my opinion. Because you're all talk. You talk about all these bare knuckle fights. Now, to be fair, I've seen certain man bare knuckle fight. Guess what? I ain't never seen you fight. Oops. Innit? For Big John Fury, the king of them all, where's all your footage? Because I've seen everyone else fighting. But for someone so prolific as yourself, there ain't no footage. And I'm not being funny, these dudes, yeah, these real fighting dons, they've been filming since the 80s. I've seen all the grainy footage from the 80s and 90s. Where's John at then? Because John, you were supposed to be in your prime then. Oops, prime? Because what we do know is, in your prime, in quotation marks, in your quoted prime, we all know, listen, what we know is, never mind no bare knuckle footage. The only footage that exists, bare knuckle or not, is of you getting slumped by a dude who was falling backwards. Yeah? Never mind turning it over. Never mind extending your shot. You got iced by a dude putting out a bit of a rangefinder. It wasn't even a rangefinder. He was just, I don't know what he was doing. He was trying to be honest with you, the Black Skellington was trying to find his balance. That wasn't a shot. That wasn't a rangefinder. He was genuinely off balance, about to fall over. And you know, trust me, have you man ever been on ice? Yeah, go on ice, or when you're on ice and you accidentally slip and your arms do that funny thing where you're trying to get you. That's what he was doing. I swear to God, go back and watch it. The Black Skellington was in the middle of losing his balance. Was doing that funny thing where your arms try to adjust your centre of mass, and as his arms were spazzing out, one of them octopus arms, caught John Fury, and his wafer chin just went. Literally went. Short-circuited, and John Fury ended up on his back, with his neck all tense. And his abdominals were clenching. Short-circuited him. He had no control. His muscles were just spasming. That's how hard he hit you. But it wasn't hard. That's how hard your body took it, even though it wasn't hard. Wow, you're damn bad. So don't talk about all your footage and all your bare knuckle. John, I reckon you've never had a bare knuckle fight in your life. But you go to that because that's the cliche. You go to that because we all know what happened really in a ring. So you can't talk about what you can do in a ring because we've seen what happens in a ring. So instead, you have to talk about what there is no proof of. About your imagination. Oh, but I'm a bare knuckle champion and, you know, I've got no footage or no proof, but I am. Yeah, believe me, no, I've always been better at bare knuckle. Oh yeah, I bet you have. Because the proof we have of you in the ring, you ain't no good. So you better have been good at bare knuckle, because if your in the ring experience, or if your in the ring footage was anything to go by, wow, wow, you're damn bad. But anyway, where was we? We was talking about John Scary. And how this whole situation came about. He called out someone to fight him in a ring. Don't ever forget that. He wasn't saying, Mike Tyson, I want your bare knuckle. He said, anyone, I want you. Micky Theo answered that call. In a ring. And I get that. I don't want to be doing, me personally. I've talked about getting in there with Tyrone Booth. Or Billy Joe Saunders. I don't want to do no bare knuckle goofy stuff. And what makes it worse is, all these guys, they come up around boxing, but all of a sudden they all want to do bare knuckle. I don't get that, do you? John Fury, the only footage anyone has seen is of you in boxing gloves, but all of a sudden, all you want to do is bare knuckle. Same as Tyson Fury and Shane Fury. Shane Fury, you man have never done bare knuckle, so what are you talking about it for? Now, I give respect, yeah, because there are some genuine bare knuckle dons, yeah? But I don't believe Tyson Fury and his family are from that culture. I don't. I think they're fakes, truth be known. I think they're wannabes. And I think the only reason people like Paddy Doherty and whatnot even consider them to be similar is because of the clout. Honestly, yeah, if Tyson Fury and his family weren't famous, they'd be laughed at, in my opinion. The community would laugh at them because they're middle class. They live in houses. John Fury's never lived in a caravan in his life. Do you understand? They're not real. They're just not. But again, they've assimilated. What's that? It's an old word they call, essentially, I believe the Furies are culture vultures. That's what I believe they are. They've taken a culture which isn't theirs. And it's funny. People have even said to me, YB, they're not even Irish, they're from Manchester. Oops. So you man, the people who have told me that before, oh YB, they're not even Irish, they're from Manchester. Well, that says it all, doesn't it? If they're from Manchester, then what's this big talk about bare knuckle like you've come from wherever in Ireland or whatever? Oops. And again, There's no evidence. Show me some evidence whatsoever that John Fury has ever had anything to do with that culture. Show me it. Oops, there ain't none. That's the facts. But John Fury has to make us believe this, because if it was to go with anything else, if we go based on what we've actually seen with our eyes, and not his imagination, we know what time it is. We know he has absolutely no chin. We know he has absolutely no power. We know in the prime of his life, the first thing that touched him, he's going out. And that was in the prime of his life. Imagine now. No word of a lie. I don't even know if Micky Theo can fight. But what we do know is, it's not going to take much. Anything that brisks John Fury's chin, he's going to go and that's why you don't want it, in my opinion. He doesn't want it in a ring, because he knows it's not going to take much. It's not going to be rocket science here. The first thing that briskly passes my chin, I'm going out. So instead, it's almost like saying, for me, yeah, when John Fury talks about doing it bare knuckle and on the cobbles, it's more like him saying, oh, let's do it in space kind of thing. John Fury is essentially trying to put distance between the event and himself. Oh yeah, let's do it on the moon. That's what he might as well be saying. Because he knows, really, who's going to want to go into the cobbles and do it on a cold day in the rain? Who's going to want to do that? No one. That's what John Fury's betting on. In a way, yeah, I wouldn't mind if Micky Theo actually kind of went along with this. If that makes sense. Call his bluff out. Because I believe if it doesn't follow rational, it's not rational. Because if you were genuinely willing to do it on the cobbles, yeah, especially given John Fury's criminal, what's it called? For example, John Fury's got, I think he might be on parole still, or either way, John Fury can't commit certain crimes. Now, why would John Fury want to risk that, having a tear-up with some random dude, rather than do it professionally in a ring? It doesn't make sense, which is my point. He's got no intention of doing it on the cobbles, which is why he doesn't want to do it in a ring, because he's got no intention of doing it anywhere. But he can't, for obvious reasons, he can't say, oh, I don't want to do it nowhere. So instead, every time he has to move the goalpost. First of all, it starts off with, yeah, I'll fight anyone in a ring. Then it moves to, if someone calls him out in the ring, oh yeah, well, bare knuckle now. Oh, on the cobbles, no money. He's essentially making it less attractive. First of all, let's see if anyone wants it at all. Okay, oops, someone bit back. Because he knows, John Fury's been saying this about Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis for years. He knows they ain't going to get back to him. What he wasn't expecting was someone like Micky Theo. Micky Theo called the bet out. At which point, John Fury's backside started twitching. He was thinking, oops, I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting someone else to call me out. Now I'm looking kind of silly. And that was when, obviously, all the interviews started going up and they started building the hype for it. But unfortunately, there was no follow-through. They never said, yeah, let me actually commit to this fight. Which, again, tells you all you need to know about John Fury. Because Micky Theo had done all the administration. The site was booked. The date was booked. John Fury refused. In fact, the contract was done as well. All the points were agreed. But Micky Theo signed his half. John Fury refused to sign. That's where we got led up to. And ever since that point, John Fury moved the goalposts. And obviously MTK and Team Fury wiped all of the IFL TV interviews, trying to delete all traces. Because there was a point in time, yeah, back in 2020, Micky Theo and John Fury were on IFL TV going back and forth. And then now all the interviews have gone. I keep forgetting to cover that, but it's a fact. Go and look. There's no Micky Theo interviews on IFL TV anymore. Interesting, right? Because they're all trying to cover for John Fury because they want access to Tyson Fury and because they're being paid off by MTK. That's the real bottom line. John Fury's got MTK protection and he needs it because he can't fight for himself. If he could, he'd have signed the Micky Theo fight and then man will be cracking on now. Instead, you've got John Fury doing what he does best, making threats, talking like a hard man on the phone, but he don't want to turn up nowhere. And that's where that's the context for this video. And Shane Fury rings up one of Micky Theo's friends and says, listen, keep your name, because obviously Micky Theo and Porky and whatnot keep putting videos out, putting pressure on John Fury. And I agree 100%. I've been doing a few myself. Because at the end of the day, what makes it worse is, for a while, John Fury went quiet, and I felt a bit sorry for him. Ever since Porky leaked the tapes of John Fury being smoked, yeah, ever since the tapes got leaked of John Fury losing consciousness, he lost the bass in his voice. He started sounding real soft. But then again, I don't know what happened. I'm not sure what happened, but in the last few weeks, we've started hearing the videos again about how he's an enforcer, how the police can't come to him because he's too volatile and all this kind of stuff. Oh yeah, well, it takes the armed response unit to take me down. All this kind of business. Real weird. He started talking real greasy again. So, end of the day, Micky Theo jumped all over that and said, John, you're piping up. Let's get this on then, Mr. Hardman. But all John Fury wants to do is talk. And if you go and watch the full documentary from the links I've told you about at the start of the video, you'll see there what plays out. Essentially, in summary, you heard at the end of this clip here that John Fury said, we're coming to your car wash, Micky Theo, to fill you in at 10 AM on Tuesday. Now this Tuesday was last week. Guess what? John Fury didn't turn up. And then he got his mate on the phone to say, oh, John's, they were playing the family strings. Oh, the Fury family have been going through it. Yeah, Tyson's family have been going through it. Leave them alone. And playing the violins. That's where it ends up. So John Fury makes threats and once again fails to follow through. And that's what I was saying. If I was Micky Theo, yeah, I'd double down on this bare knuckle. You know what, John? If you want it bare knuckle, let's do it. Because guess what? John Fury don't want it bare knuckle. He don't want it nowhere. He just wants to talk. He just wants to go on Boxing Social, and then for Boxing Social and Kugan Cassius to tickle his balls whilst he talks like a hard man. Because the only place John Fury is hard is on the internet. It's funny, he talks about how all the internet kids are goofy, but John, you are an internet kid. Arguably, you are the goofiest internet kid of them all, truth be known. Because at least goofy internet kids know they're goofy internet kids. You act like you're a hard man enforcer, but really you're just goofy. You wouldn't hurt no one. That's the truth. Because if you would, you'd have turned up already. You ain't turning up nowhere. Your butt's twitching. That's the truth, John. Because what you can do? You ain't gonna do nothing. People keep saying, YB, you wouldn't do this in his face. I'll do what I want in it. What's he gonna do? What's that old fart gonna do? Or big Sarf Shane Fury, what's he gonna do? He ain't gonna do nothing. Because if he was, he'd have turned up like he said he would have done. If I say something, I'm gonna do it. Why am I gonna come on the internet or come on a phone call and start ranting and raving and then not follow through? That's what you call internet talk. That's what you call phone talk. A hard man across the phone. And then not follow through. Because you're scary. But that sums the Furies up. They're all talk. Tyson Fury, all talk. All talk and then pull out. John Fury, all talk, don't turn up. Shane Fury, all talk, don't turn up. And it's interesting. In that video, yeah, Shane Fury says, oh, keep my name out your mouth or there's going to be problems. If I was Micky Theo and that dude, yeah, I'd have said, listen, Shane, I'm going to stay getting off all over your name. Do you understand that? You are a bottom to me. I will hang at the back of your name. How about that? What you can do? I swear to God, that's what I tell him. Yeah? Your name is a bottom to me, literally. And I hang at the back of it. It's my favourite thing to do. Shane, listen. My favourite thing to do is to get off all over your name. Now what? Yeah? What are you going to do? You ain't going to do nothing. That's what you're not going to do. You're going to do as much as Joe Saunders did in round 8. Yeah? Nothing. In fact, you're going to beg for help somewhere. You're going to ring Paddy Doherty and ask him for some help. Because, to be fair, he might do something. You won't. Yeah? Go and beg someone who's actually got evidence that they get stuck in. Go and beg some of them for some help. Because you ain't going to do nothing. You're soft, middle-class dons. YB, but you're middle-class. Exactly. Difference is, I told you that from the jump. I've never made out I'm real hardcore. The Furies are middle class, normal dudes. Good. They're good boys, yeah? It's a fact. This is what it is. The Furies are a bunch of good boys, yeah? Been raised well, from good stock. That's it. They got good discipline, they're well behaved, and it's simple as that. They ain't trying to make no trouble with no one. Just like Joe Saunders. Joe Saunders ain't trying to make no trouble with no one. He's a good boy, yeah? When it comes to it. He knew, the facts are, they know how to fall into line, yeah? When AJ was looking to fight Tyson Fury fell into line. Didn't want none. Same as your man's Joe Saunders. When Alvarez was looking to stretch, when Alvarez was looking to finish him off, yeah, when Alvarez was just about to finish all over Joe Saunders knew how to sit there and take it like a champ, yeah? Why? Because he's a good boy. Well, been raised well. Joe Saunders has, and the Furies have. And John Fury as well. Yeah? That's it. You're not hardcore. You're middle class, good lads. No doubt. And if you... I've been hearing for months, oh, YB, they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that. You ain't gonna do nothing. That's what you're not gonna do. Oh, YB, Joe Saunders got people looking for you. You're not looking for no one. What's he gonna do? Yeah? Because when his kids were watching him on the TV, watching him jack in the corner, he didn't do nothing. So, let's not worry about Joe Saunders or no fake Tyson Fury or fake John Fury. They're scary. All they are is talk. Yeah? So no one ain't gonna stop using your name. No one ain't gonna stop getting off all over your name, Shane Fury and John Fury, until you grow some nuts and follow through. That's what the people want to see. And we don't want to be honest, no one wants to see a bare knuckle thing. Do it in a ring. Make some money. It's funny. Shane Fury says, oh, I don't care about charity. Charity starts at home. Fine. That's the point. How is having a tear-up going to solve anything? How is having a tear-up going to help anyone? Do it in a ring, make some money. I swear to God, yeah, I don't buy fights, but that fight, I'd be more inclined to buy than any other fight. Honestly speaking. That's one of the fights I'd actually think about putting money in. To that one. Some crowdfunding. I wouldn't mind watching that. Because there's genuine bad blood on the sidelines. Yeah? But anyway, like I said, after all this talk, John Fury goes missing. Shane Fury go missing. They ain't turning up nowhere. That's what they're not gonna do. And it's embarrassing. But ultimately, I think Micky Theo needs to stay on the case, because allegedly Micky Theo and Porky said that, oh, we're gonna leave it now. Don't leave it. Keep pushing. Why not? Like I told you, me personally, I'm gonna stay getting off all over the Furies, because why not? And there ain't nothing to stop me. Listen, if there was something to stop me, I might think about it, but guess what? The Furies ain't stopping nothing. So, I'll stay getting off all over the Furies. Until they grow some nuts and start following through. Or, to be fair to Micky Theo and his mate, yeah, I do respect them because they said, listen, same as the YB, I ain't looking to B-U-L-L-Y anyone. Not even a little bit. If you come out and say, listen, I'm super shook, I don't want no smoke, all I want to do is talk on the internet and act hard, please leave me alone, I'm super scary. If you do that, innit, no one got a problem with that. But you need to come out and admit, we don't want no problems, we don't want to fight, we're super scary. All we want to do is talk, we're sorry. In fact, tell a lie, I don't even want to hear sorry, I know that's going to be hard, but come out and admit it, admit the truth. You're super scary, you don't dare fight, you ain't sure you've got hands, you ain't sure you've got a chin, and I'm not willing to risk it. Please, you know what I'm saying? Please stop pressing me. Please, YB, take your foot off the neck. Please, Mickey, you know what I'm saying? Please, Mickey, stop putting a tip in. That's what you need to do. Otherwise, we carry on going forward, because it's not right. I'm sorry. It's not right for us to sit there and listen to Boxing Social and IFL TV licking off John Fury as he talks about how violent he is. Meanwhile, Micky Theo gets censored. Meanwhile, people who want a piece of it can't get a look in. It's not right, I'm sorry. And this whole culture, yeah, the culture that the Furies have appropriated, the bare knuckle culture, yeah. One of the principles of the bare knuckle culture is that if your name gets called out, if someone gets off all over your name, if someone says you're Saf, then you must answer the call. Micky Theo has got off all over your name, Furies. Yeah, the Fury name is what we call a bottom. It gets topped by Micky Theo. Micky Theo hangs out the back of the Furies. That's what it is. Yeah? No doubt. So if you're a man, if the Furies have any men in the camp here, they should be saying, you know what? I'm going to step up and be counted. Let me get a piece of that. I want to defend my name. But John Fury, he don't want to defend his name. He just wants to stay talking. And we already know John Fury had to leave town because the pressure from the people got too hot. He got too embarrassed every weekend having to explain how and why he got chinned on footage. Because for many years, many people believed John Fury was the second coming. The second coming, Rocky Marciano. That's what John Fury led people to believe. Oops. Then we saw him with a wafer thin eggshell chin. Yeah? You goofy.